Hey everybody, my name is Brii Payne, also known as Brii Payne with two I's, pronounced Brie, not Bri. So like Brie like the cheese, alright? Okay, we got that. Anyways, I am a model and an actress, and I'm here to share my journey with everybody. So this is my very first YouTube video. I've never done this before. The only time I ever do this is when I do self-submission video auditions, and that's a lot easier because I actually have a script, so this is kind of just going off what I know. I'm just here to share my journey with everybody. I get a lot of questions on how I've done this and how it looks so easy, but it's not easy. That's the thing. Like, I have put so much work into what I do and love, and you have to really be dedicated and have patience, and every time you feel like giving up, you can't give up, because I've been to that point where I just want to throw everything I've done away, because I'm just like, why am I doing this to myself, stressing myself out? When I was younger, I used to watch the show America's Next Top Model, and you know, all the models on there are super tall and thin and beautiful, and I was just like, I want to be them. But 7th grade came around, 8th grade came around, I was still the same height. 9th grade came around, still the same height, 5 feet tall. I stand 5 feet tall, and like, it was so difficult for me to think that I could ever be a model. And my brother actually was the one who got me started. Well, actually, rewind. So my first ever modeling gig was when I was 16 years old. One of my best friends in high school, her mom actually worked in the mall, and she was looking for models. She wanted us to model Deb prom dresses. I kind of was like, you want my short butt to model prom dresses? You want me to walk on the runway and model? And I'm like, I was kind of a little hesitant, but I'm like, you know what? This is my opportunity to actually like break out into the modeling industry. So I took the opportunity and I killed it, actually. So it was really cool, and it made me want to keep pursuing it. So I really started pursuing my modeling career when I moved down to Florida after high school, and my brother is a photographer. Shout out to Lorenzo. And he wanted me to model for him. So we set up a shoot. The shoot came around, and I was like, why am I doing this? My nerves were on 10. It's like right before you walk in front of a classroom to give a speech or like give a presentation. Like, you get so scared and anxious and nervous, and I'm like, I can't do this. But he pushed me to do it, and after we got those photos back, I was like, whoa, that's me? Like, I was so happy, and like, I was in tears because I never realized what I could do and what I could pull off. So after that, it was just uphill from there, and I just kept going. And like I said, there was times where I wanted to give up, and there's still times I feel like I want to give up, but it's just like built in me. Like, so after about 6 months, I left Florida and moved back to Wisconsin, where I was raised. And it was probably the best decision I did, because when I moved back, a bunch of people started hitting me up left and right. Like, can you come model for this for us? Can you do this for us? And, you know, I kind of was really overwhelmed, but I'm like, this is what I wanted. I kind of manifested it. So I had to. And right away, it was just photo shoot after photo shoot after photo shoot. So I lived in Green Bay. And if you know where Green Bay is in Wisconsin and where Milwaukee is in Wisconsin, that's about 2-hour difference. And then I was also going down to Chicago, Illinois, and that was like, those were day trips. So I was going down to Milwaukee for a day, and I was still working my regular job too. So I was going down to Milwaukee in the mornings, then turning around and then having to go back to work that night, and then working until 3 a.m. and then turning around, having to go back to Milwaukee, and then, or Chicago. Like, I was driving so much. Like, I don't even know how much I was driving, but it was insane. I was like driving more than I was working. So if that kind of gives you an idea. So after about a year and a half of being back in Wisconsin, I decided to up and move to Las Vegas. And a lot of people thought I was crazy. I told my family about 3 weeks before I moved. I told my job 2 weeks before I moved. I'm like, hey, I'm dipping out, bye. And they're like, oh, you'll be back in a few months. You're not gonna make it out there. It's Sin City. You're gonna get sucked into all that craziness. And it's not as bad as everybody thinks, just so you know. Like, it is an amazing place. I mean, there's like the Strip, and that's a tourist spot. So that's where you have to stay away from. Everywhere else is pretty decent, okay? But I have absolutely loved all the opportunities I've gotten. I've been in a couple commercials. I have modeled for some amazing people, and just every day is just something. And like, this was kind of just an introduction video about who I am and my journey and how I've ended up here. So I will be doing more videos on tips about posing, networking, pretty much anything modeling and acting related. So if you have any questions, you can DM me or leave them in the comments. I will also be doing videos answering questions too. So I hope everybody continues to follow me and my journey, and have a great day.